Hey Nash, what should we make?
I'm in the mood for a meatball sub, but why don't you make some sort of meatball sub bites for our tailgating series?
All right, let's make Meatball Parm Bites. Today, we're gonna do another installment in our Tailgate Recipes series. So we are going to do Meatball Parm Bites. So we're going to make some meatballs. We're gonna make some marinara dipping sauce. We're gonna wrap the meatballs up in a little pizza dough bread. We're gonna bake them so they're on their own little, meatball parm bites. Now we're gonna make our meatballs from scratch. We're gonna make our marinara from scratch. But if you're kind of in a hurry or you're just feeling lazy, you can skip to timestamp right here. And if you wanna use store-bought marinara and store-bought like frozen meatballs, you could do the same recipe a lot quicker that way. So you can fast forward to that timestamp I just pointed out, and you could just make the meatball parm bites without making your meatballs and your marinara from scratch. Without further ado, let's go. So first we make our marinara sauce. So in a food processor, we add 2 regular cans or 1 large can, so 28 ounces-ish of stewed tomatoes. I'm using these Cento. 1 can or 6 ounces tomato paste, a few tablespoons chopped fresh parsley, 1 clove crushed minced diced garlic, tablespoon salt, tablespoon dried oregano, and pepper to taste. We're gonna go ahead and put this little guy on there, put our lid on, and we blend this until smooth. So then to a pot or pan on medium-low, we add in 6 tablespoons of olive oil. A tablespoon is about ½ ounce, so that's roughly 3 ounces if you're trying to measure that way. Let that get nice and hot. Then we throw in 1 diced onion. We cook that till the onion gets softened and translucent, about 2 to 3 minutes. Then we add our tomato sauce mixture we just made and a ½ cup of white wine. Stir that in. Turn the heat all the way down. We let this simmer for about 30 minutes until everything starts to thicken. Once your sauce is thickened, after about 30 minutes, you go ahead and kill the heat, and then we let it cool. All right, so now we make our meatball mixture. Go in here with a pound of ground beef, a pound of ground pork. Sort of mix this up. Oh, look at that. That's cute. Then we add a diced onion or a ½ a diced onion. I'm gonna leave that out because of Nash. 1 diced jalapeno, some chopped up parsley, cup of panko breadcrumbs, cup of Parmesan cheese, freshly grated. Make sure you spill it everywhere. 2 beaten eggs, and 1/3 cup of milk. Then we add some salt, a little bit of dried oregano, black pepper, some red pepper flakes, and a little bit of Worcestershire. And we mix all this together. And then if you have the time, throw this mixture in the fridge for about ½ an hour just to let it chill so it's a little easier to work with when we make our meatballs. So now it's time to make the meatballs. Go ahead and preheat your oven to 425. And then take about, I don't know, a golf ball size piece, kind of roll it into like a ball, and then smash it into like a patty. So here's my idea, is to take these little mozzarella balls and just make a stuffed meatball like that. It's not perfect, but it'll work. It's artisanal because it ain't that pretty. So then you just kind of wash, rinse, and repeat. And we take these guys and pop them in the oven. And I think, well, looks like they get progressively bigger. I think this should be called Meatball Parm 2 bites instead of bite. But I think they'll be the perfect little 2-biters. Well, we'll see what happens. But they'll be good regardless. Put them in the oven for about 20 minutes. Use a thermometer, make sure they hit 160. All right, so after your meatballs have cooled enough to work with, I have some pizza dough here. Try to roll out your pizza dough as thin as you can get it without breaking it, because we don't want this to be too doughy. And then find something to cut circles out of. I'm thinking this will work the best. Can I get 3? Oh yeah, just barely. See, that's like a little mini pizza. Just go ahead and stretch that guy out considerably into something of a circle. And then we just go ahead and take one of our guys here. So just try and do your best here. These might not turn out pretty, but oh well. And I've seen people use like biscuit dough and all kinds of other stuff. There, basically, hey, like I said, it's artisanal. It ain't pretty, but it'll work. So that's our first one, and then we just kind of wash, rinse, and repeat. So here we go. These are our artisanal meatball parm bites. I'm just gonna brush the tops of them with a little bit of melted butter. Make sure your oven's preheated to 350 this time. Oh, this fat boy over here. Oh well. It'll work. Just gonna hit these guys with a little bit of granulated garlic, a little bit of fresh grated parm. Making a mess as usual. And finally, a little bit of Italian seasoning, mostly just for color. There we go. Now these guys go back in the oven, but at 350 this time I'm gonna start with about 20 minutes. I'll let you guys know how long it takes, but the meatballs are already cooked, so we're just looking for the outer dough to cook. And here's what we got right out of the oven. All right, I threw them back in for another 5 minutes, just because some of them were a little doughy around the bottom part. Definitely let these rest before you cut them or serve them, but as per usual, we are going to cut this guy open and see what we got going on in here. Oh yeah, look at that. Got our little mozzarella ball, a little meatball. All right, now we're gonna let these guys rest and cool. See you in a few. We'll just put a little bit of our marinara sauce on top of here. And there we have our meatball parm bites. Time for a bite. Cheers. It's so good. It's literally like an amazing meatball sub. Put it in a little ball, meatball sub ball. That's his ball a lot, but whatever. Really, really good. A few steps, you know, but like I said, you don't have to make your marinara sauce and your meatballs from scratch, in which case this recipe would come together pretty darn quick. So really good. Go try it. Bring it to a tailgate, bring it to a friend's house. Killer tailgate recipe. But hey, let's see what Nash thinks. Hey bud, check it out. We got your little meatball parm ball, meatball parm bite. Meatball parm bite, yeah. Anyways, this is what you requested. Well, here you go. What do you think?
That hits the meatball sub spot.
Anything you want to say to your fans?
Good things come to those who wait. Kind of like you made me wait so long for these meatball parm bites.
You're such a smart dog. Nash approves. I approve. Definitely a winner. 10 out of 10. I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out, but I like all of it. So go give it a try, even if you do the shortcut version. Thank you so much for watching. Really means a lot. Love you all out there. If you wouldn't mind taking a second to like, share, and subscribe, that would help us out a lot. If you want notifications every time we drop a new video, go ahead and hit that notification bell. If there's anything you want me to make, you want me and Nash to taste, as long as it's realistic, we'll make it. Go ahead and just drop that in the comments or go over to the website, timschaoskitchen.com. Send us a message there. And hey, just remember, cook more, eat better, embrace the chaos. That's it for now, folks. Till next time, peace.